You are seeking damages to the tune of 500 million naira.
To get it correctly, let me first and foremost wish the media a happy new year. And thank you for coming today. This is our first case of the year. And you can be rest assured that there will be many of them. So, and we encourage you to make sure that you help attend these cases and document them for history. Today's case relates to the consistent violation of my rights by the Nigerian police. So I decided last year, when I've had enough, to sue the IGP of police, the illegal IGP of police, in his personal capacity, and also sue the Ministry of Justice and the CP of Abuja, and we are seeking damages. It's not 500 million. The first is 200 million naira, and there's a separate 1 billion naira. I mean, this is small compared to what these guys have done to me in terms of physical harm. In some cases, they even tried to assassinate me inside the cell at the FID. All these things you all covered. So I decided to sue them after I was arrested illegally, after the Free Nnamdi Kanu protests we did in October of 2025, in which, as you all know, the police arrested us for exercising our fundamental human right. It turns out that this particular court was where they came to seek the order to stop us from participating in the protest. But the judge, in his wisdom, said, well, you can ask for a certain area not to be touched, but I cannot prevent people from protesting. I was, after the protest, I was haunted all over Abuja. They were shooting at me. Some of you saw it. And they arrested some people on the day of the protest. I went to the police station to get their bail. They refused them bail. And after I came to court, they then arrested me right here in front of the Federal High Court, detained me at the notorious Abattoir Detention Center, where SARS used to use. And I was detained in an open cell, developed malaria from there. Then I was driven to Kuje, close to 40 kilometers out of Abuja, where they had sought and found a judge. And I was granted bail. But the judge was scared away from the court so that he would not sign the bail bond. And I had to spend that weekend. But before spending the weekend, the police, led by the anti-vice police squad leader, one CSP Barao, physically assaulted me within the corporate, forced me into their vehicle, and took me to Kuje prison after I had been granted bail. So we said we've had enough. I had to spend 4 nights in Kuje prison that night. So that was the basis of this particular lawsuit. And our lawyer, Marshal Abubakar, you know him very well, is the one that's going to be doing justice to this, in addition to other competent attorneys. Human rights attorney, AK Musa is here, Koje is here. There are some of them that have not resumed from Wali also, who have not resumed from the New Year holidays. So they are not here today. It's a very competent team of attorneys from across the country. No one came from Ukraine this time around. These are Nigerian lawyers.
No Russian too.
No Russian. So that's the basis for today's case. Again, I want to welcome you and thank you for coming to cover this. And I hope we will see more of you. I want to say a small joke for the media. Anytime the federal government arrests me, I see the media everywhere. You find them in the toilet. Some of them are hanging from the POP everywhere. But whenever it is a case of Sowore versus, no, we can't find the media anymore. I hope we develop the kind of relationship that will help you and help us cover this for posterity. I'm also in the media, so there's no basis for us to be separated. And whenever you get into trouble, I'm the first person who will go and defend you. I remember that when Channels TV had a problem with the Buhari regime, I went and sat in front of the Nigeria Broadcasting Corporation for hours just to make sure that those who were invited to that very nebulous meeting made it home that day. Those were the days of the crazy Buhari regime and Malami. Now, interestingly, is the cell that Nnamdi Kanu's brother was staying when we were arrested in October, that Malami is staying.
Oh, so.
And he has refused to even process his bail because he's afraid of. Is to tell you that whenever there's oppression, it will go full circle.
Yes.
So those of you who are in power, who are enjoying impunity, just know that one day impunity will come to your front door. Because Malami abducted me in court, in the federal high court here, after I was granted bail. And today now, Malami was granted bail. Malami has refused to process his bail because he doesn't even know what is happening outside of the Kuje prison. And it happens that when I was detained there, it was Malami that sent me there. That time, the place they called the VIP special area, and I used to be a death row cell, But they have converted it. I heard Abakari when I developed the place. When we were there in October, my friend Ima, the younger brother of Nnamdi Kanu, was put in that particular place. Now Malami is enjoying the place. I hope he will pay Prince for putting deodorants in the cell so that he can breathe. So these are lead lawyer to the Masha Abubakar.
Happy New Year, everyone. It's our earnest belief that the police needs policing. The Nigerian police force are so used to acting with reckless impunity that they have forgotten that their powers is circumscribed by law and the Constitution. Like we emphasized and restated the optimum time, the police has no right or authority to arrest, detain, or to charge any person who has committed no offense. The Supreme Court has stated in the plethora of authorities that where a man is free, that man is free indeed and has no business visiting or being detained in prison. Unfortunately, the Nigerian police force believes that their power to investigate and to prosecute is at large and that they cannot be held accountable whenever they run foul of the fundamental right of Nigerians. Like we stated, a man that has committed no crime has no reason to be charged to court. Protest is a fundamental right. That is the threshold. The court has insisted in the plethora of authorities that Nigerians have the liberty and the right to protest and demand for a change of obnoxious government policies and to demand that the government acts in consonance with the law. Where Nigerians elect to exercise that right of protests or the right to demand for accountability in governance, the police, the DSS, and other security agencies has no power to clamp down on such legitimate protests, to arrest persons who take part in such protests, and to charge them to court in the first place. Where this has been done, such an action is a violation and a direct assault on the Constitution. That was what was done to our friends who took part in the Free Nnamdi Kanu protest. And it was on that basis that we filed this suit to remedy the rights of Nigerians who took part in that protest. Arresting Nigerians for taking part in protest is unlawful. And having failed to justify the arrest in the first place, the court has now been called upon to look into that particular issue and to remedy the wrong that has been done to our comrades who were unlawfully and unjustly arrested. Thank you. The claims are quite very express. We are seeking for punitive damages of 1 billion naira, general damages of 200 million naira, and litigation and other damages are seeking. We're also seeking for retractions and apology where a right has been infracted, like we have in this instance. The Constitution mandates that such a violating agency must tender public apology and compensation to such a person. It is a matter of law, and that is why we're in court today.
I should add also that following my release from Kuje, the Commissioner of Police in Lagos, Moshood Jimo, also declared me wanted unlawfully. I was leaving the prison when I heard on social media that he had declared me wanted that he heard I was coming to participate in a protest against the demolitions that was happening in Oworoshoki. So I traveled to Lagos, also sued him at the Federal High Court in Lagos, sought damages as well. So we have concluded the hearing, and we are expecting a judgment from the court. And there are also punitive damages that were sought in that particular case. The judge also graciously did grant an order that he should not have declared me wanted and should discontinue hunting. So I've been in Lagos several times. I never left Lagos even though he declared me wanted. In fact, at the point I went to his hotel to grant an interview, he never got me arrested. But this kind of impunity is what we want to stop. And we must add that they don't apply to me only. They apply to all Nigerians. We are going to have a problem with the Nigerian police if they make themselves available to be used to circumvent the fundamental rights of Nigeria, especially young people that are using social media, whether it's in Kaduna, whether it's or any of these politicians who put them in their back pockets, like Nnamdi and one Honorable Oga, who has been using the police to harass people. That is going to stop this year, whatever it will take. Finally, this is a very important year of transition. We are also working very hard to see to it, is the TVC here? Yes, to see to it that the owner of TVC does not continue as president of Nigeria after next year's election. Thank you very much.